How's everybody doing today? We have Tom Gallitz on here tonight with buckle winner from Hillsboro, Wisconsin. That's a big deal, right, Tom?
Hey, Greg. Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is.
I've done pretty well up at Hillsboro before, but not since Don started the buckle deal. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, honestly.
Well, should we say a little bit about the buckle here? John's not going to make it on tonight. He doesn't feel good. But his wife, Kristen's name was on all the buckles, right?
Yeah, his on the boxes that the buckles comes in. Kristen is on all the boxes, and then in our class, Gerald Gerlach is on the buckle box as well. So
Okay.
just to remember them too.
All right. So, Tom, what did you have to do to win that buckle tonight or that weekend?
Go farther than everybody else.
Both times. You had to do it twice, right?
Well, no, you didn't have to go further the first time. You just had to go further with both times combined.
Right. All right. Because there was a four-way tie, right?
That's what I was told, that there was a four-way tie, and I won it by 9/100ths of a foot.
Okay. So who else was in the tie? Do you know?
I am not 100% sure. I think that Lenarudes were in it. I guess I can't say for sure because they were all adding and talking, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was worried about what was going on in the pulling.
Well, I would think Mike Gerlach would have been in there too because he did well both nights, but not as good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They were. I'm sure that they were. I'm not real sure who the other two were, but it boiled down to, like I said, 9/100ths of a foot.
That's crazy, right?
I had no idea that I would be even close to in the running for it.
So what did you place each night?
I was 8th in the afternoon, and then I was 1st at night.
Okay. So that's a big difference, right?
It's a huge difference, and apparently everybody in the class had a big swing. Whoever was leading the first night, or in the afternoon, switched it around. They were down a ways in the evening session.
Did you think you were in the running for the buckle?
I did not think I was anywhere close to in the running for the buckle.
So let's tell everybody a little bit. Don couldn't come on tonight. He was busy, so. But the buckle thing, there's only one of them made, and they destroy the mold after that, right?
Yes. The buckle is a pretty special thing that Don came up with to do. And yeah, they only make one of them for each class, and then they get rid of the mold. So it's something you can't buy. It's something you can't get anywhere else. You'd have to go steal it from somebody if you want one.
Right. I was shooting for one too, but I didn't make.
You were looking really good Friday night.
But Tinker Toy looks a little better.
Well, yeah, but the Tinker Toy is in its own world, Greg.
Right. He shouldn't get anything.
No, he should be kicked out.
He should be kicked out for kicking.
Just kidding. They do a heck of a job, and I don't know what that tractor's got that other ones don't, but it just runs really well, and it hooks up really well every time.
Every time. That thing just picks the front end up by 3 or 4 inches and goes on track. And then I know that, and Kevin and Pat told me they switched the tires thinking it was the tires, and then the Tinker Toy still won.
So apparently it's got something to do with, and that tractor's been that way for a few years. I mean, if we think back to when Don was still driving, right. Thinking with Farm Show was what, 17, 18 or 19, whatever it was. And he won both his session and the finals. And I mean, that tractor has just been on fire ever since then. So it was tough for any of you Pro Stock guys to run against that one. I'm not going to lie.
Right. That tractor was built. That was the first component chassis tractor ever built.
Oh, really?
By Craig Wildman. That's still that same tractor.
Okay. Well, they got it right.
They did. I said, what did you do the first time? Can't you fix that and do it again?
Yeah. Repeat that again.
Right. And they switched tires on it and it still won. That's what you told me. And what was really cool, Kevin gave the buckle, and Pat back to John.
Did they really?
They did. They let him keep it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So
no, they are the nicest people in pulling you'll ever find.
Right, they are, but they're very competitive.
Oh yeah, they want to win.
They want to win. So does everybody else want to win, but it's fun to go back and talk to these guys after the event, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, for sure.
I would, even I was just surprised how there was four-way tie in the Limit Pro here. I just
Well, like I said before, in the afternoon session, I broke an injector line. I heard it about 300 feet. It started sounding a little different, and it kind of just lazied itself out a little bit. And then I could actually see smoke coming out from the hood. I was hoping I wasn't on fire, but so we found a broken injector line. We figured we probably should fix that. And we found a vibrant clamp that the pin had fallen out that the intake was working on coming apart. I don't believe it was, otherwise we'd have sure heard that. But so we found a couple of problems. We got that straightened out, and it finally, after the fourth trip down the track for me that day, I got it right. It took a while though. I'm a slow learner, Greg.
so much, aren't we?
Yep. Some days worse than others.
You look at stuff, and you think, I got this. It's all right. What do you do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is what it was.
Yep. That's like Saturday night. What I did was we weighted the tractor. They were going 315 feet, 318 feet, right?
Yep. Yep.
You can do that in third gear, right?
Sure.
And all of a sudden, Tinker Toys the hook in front of me. So he goes 341 feet.
So what you should have done is hooked a chain on and had him pull you.
I should have. He should have. But
Yeah.
I told the boys I'm going in fourth gear, and I said we don't have no weight in the front end.
Yeah.
There's a difference between third gear and fourth gear. How much weight you have to put up front, right?
Right.
And I should have taken the time and said, boys, let's throw a couple more weights up front. I should have backed up and been calm about it and said, no, run fourth gear. We need more weight up front.
Right.
And at about 100 feet, I knew I made the wrong decision.
Because she bumped up and bumped the wheelie bars.
Well, I didn't hit the wheelie bars, but it was just too high.
Mine was way up there too, but I can't keep the front end down on it lately.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good track in Hillsboro.
Yeah, it was. It was a very good track.
Yep. Did you pull in the same side both days?
Yeah, same side both days. Like I said, four trips down the track, I ought to be able to get it right sooner or later.
Right. I think the right
guys switched.
left track though.
Yeah.
I really do. But
yeah,
they were both good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, them and the nice thing about the Hillsboro track, I think everybody can agree, is that it was a pretty fair track from start to finish in the class.
100%. You go.
It didn't change 40, 50 feet. That's just tough when that happens. But you can't change that. You can't predict it.
Nope. Ryan, do you have a couple of you have Tom's passes on here? Ryan still.
I think Ryan is gone, Greg. He's at the Illinois State Fair. Oh, there.
So I'm actually at the Illinois State Fair too. So I don't have anything queued up because I'm doing the live stream for that tonight, and we're just about to get going. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. That's fine. That's how busy we are. Yeah. Our guys are busy. This is a thing that happens 7 days a week. I'm not kidding you. Putting this show on, and I'm so glad so many people came up to me in the pits in Hillsboro and said they love the show, and they want us to get back to most of them want us to get back to the shop tours and stuff. So sometimes we're going to come down and tour your shop.
Sure, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yep. But it was tough last year. The winter wasn't bad. We were all working. Winter went last year. You could get here, right?
Well, and maybe this winter will be a little bit more normal, and work will slow down for everybody just a little bit because Mother Nature will make it that way, and we can get into some of that stuff. That'd be fun.
Right. Yeah. Mother Nature wins everything.
Yep. You can't. There's a lot of things in life that you can change, but Mother Nature is not one of them.
Yep. She wins every time.
Yep. For better or for worse, she does.
But how about the other tractor, Tom? What's that one ran pretty good too, though, right?
Well, that one seems like it's running good. I don't know if I've got a little rear end trouble in that. If the differential's a little bit. Kathy had trouble the last few passes. She was on a nice pass down at Warren when she popped the turbo. She was on a really nice pass going down there, but I don't know. I didn't feel I had great passes on that tractor up there. And, getting back to that, them tractors are 100% identical inside and out. And, you can make one run and the other one sometimes won't. And it's just a struggle. You know how it is.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
But
So,
I don't know what I don't know what I got going on there. We're gonna get through the next few polls here and tear her down this winter and or fall and see what we got going on. We'll take it to the dyno and see if the motor's running good. Feels like it's running good, but it ain't showing that in the finishes.
right. There's so many things like just a clutch adjustment, right? You have 10,000 difference in you when you slide in the clutch. You think there's
Right.
no, but it is a difference, right?
Right. And I will admit I know it needs a clutch, and I'm going to try to make it through the next 4 or 5 passes without doing that because
Right.
I just don't have time right now.
Right. And you don't, and that's the way it is. And how many times have you gone home and both tractors are good and you can just park them and do a little maintenance on them, do your regular stuff and be done?
Not very often.
Nope. There's always one that needs something, right?
Yep. The whole 2-tractor thing is it's great, but yet it's a real pain in the butt.
That's I've said the same thing with the boys. I said, when was the last time we've been able to come home from a pole and both tractors are fine?
Yep, and just park them. Yep.
No.
Yeah, we got Kathy loves to drive her tractor, Nick and I love to drive, and Al loves to drive. So if we had one tractor, none of us would really get any seat time. So that's why we have 2 of them, so everybody can have a little fun. And
Right.
it's definitely a challenge in life, but we're doing it.
It is. It's all fun, right?
Yep, or we wouldn't do it.
Nope. And it's fun. And honestly, you're competing against the best guys in the country because in the limited pro class,
we showed that Saturday. We showed up at Hillsboro. Badger State made a showing made a statement that we are the kind of the bar for the competition. I mean, right. not to brag or anything, but Badger State trucks and tractors are tough runners.
Yeah, Terry Timmerman won wheel drive trucks. They won the ring, but they won both nights.
Right, exactly. And he's just a local Badger State puller, and he can go on a champion tour and take care of all of them.
He did.
Yeah. I think that's just amazing. I just love to see it.
Right. I think Scott Gehring got second Friday night, and I think he did pretty well Saturday. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they showed it, and Tim Deppy did good too. One night he ran out of bounds. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday, but
yeah. No, I think I think that them guys just do an awesome job, and they're just the nicest guys you ever want to meet.
They are. They're fun to pull with, and they're on time. They do their stuff. They're involved with what we do.
Yep, they have a good updated, good looking show, and it's really nice deal.
It is. Yep. And they're all fun. We're all in the pits all night and having fun with them all, right?
Yep, absolutely. I went
over to Deppy's pits there, and they had more food cooking there than you'd ever eat. And different stuff going.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. That's the fun part of this whole deal is. Like on the 2-day pull at Hillsboro, Friday night's always fun. Saturday night, a lot of people want to split and get out of there. But the 2-day deals are kind of nice to have a little enjoyment.
It was, and it's a good weekend. And Don puts on a top-notch show.
I'll tell you what, Greg. I've pulled around the country. You've pulled around the country. I mean, I've been to a lot of different facilities, and Don, being a puller himself, knows the right way to do it, and he gets it done the right way. I mean, there is just not a whole lot that I'd want to change. That I can't go to Hillsboro and say, geez, this wasn't no good and this wasn't good. I can't say that. I think everything was figured out and really good.
The only thing I would change, Tom, is you go across the scale, like you have to have your tractor spotted like 2 hours before you're going to pull.
Yep.
And the sun goes down and your tire pressure changes.
Yep. What you need to do then is have nitrogen in your tires, Greg.
We might have to do that. But
then you don't have to worry about that.
And that was just measure the drawbars when you're going out to the track.
Yep. You could do that.
because I'm telling you, on Friday night, my tires changed a half a pound.
Yeah, mine did too. You just got to watch that and
Right.
keep it going.
I bumped them up a little bit because I didn't, I would rather have the draw measuring like when you're going out on the track.
Yeah. Yep. No, I kept mine exactly where they were when I crossed the scale.
Yep. He wants to stage everything and get it out there, and it's great and it looks really cool, but we need to measure drawbars a little later than what we do.
But what I'll make the comment of this: you go to other polls, not Badger State, other PPL polls, and if the staging area isn't as big as Don's or whatever, what really doesn't work out real well, especially with the two tractors, which is our own fault, we chose that. But if you have one going down the track while the other one's trying to weigh, I do like the Hillsboro setup for that you can get it in there and you're weighed. You can watch your watch your class or watch the track ahead of time, so that makes it a whole lot easier for me.
I just it would be something I would do.
Yep.
The drawbar measuring should be done, like 20 minutes before you go on the track, because when you're running 3 pounds of air, not that I do that, but when it goes to 2.5, you can't do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what happened to some of the guys that were standing there, and they didn't bother to go back and remeasure the drawbar and put air in them.
Right. Right.
And we did, on Friday we did, and Saturday we didn't. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I see Colin was just on here and said that Hillsboro was a little tough on the light pros. Do we think that for the light, we know the light pros have a little front end weight issue. Do we think the track was a little too good for them, or what do we think there?
I don't know. I think the track was, I'd rather pull on a good track where you get the test power, right?
Figure out how to make your tractor behave.
Right. Well, in the light super class, the guys lower the drawbar.
Right.
Maybe that's what you have to do.
Well, you know what Al says?
What's that?
You lower the drawbar, you're going to lose.
Well, I don't know, but I've known guys that have lowered the drawbar and won.
I know.
So what class you're in? In limited pro and pro stock, no, you can't lower your drawbar.
Right. You need all you can get, but in the lighter classes, you might have to. You're right.
Right. And I know in the light limited super stock, I know guys that lowered the drawbars a half an inch and win.
Yeah. No, I agree. Light pros, I know we at least had one that we had a rod punched outside the motor. So it was a little tough on them guys, but the Fords from out east were pretty tough again this weekend.
They are tough. I mean, pulling against them guys, it is. But our guys will catch up.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt.
Right there, they are right there.
They're all right there, and it's just a matter of who has a nice clean pass. Just like in our class, Greg. Out of a dozen tractors, probably nowadays 12 of them could win. It could be any one. So it's I don't know. I haven't kept tabs on it. I don't know how many different winners there's been in our class, but I'll bet you there's been 6-7 different winners.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, I know the boys have looked at that billet block, Tom, and you called PPL about, because your class is it going to be all right?
I called in regards to the light pro class, and I had a guy call me and ask the question. So I called John Mears, and he said nowadays anymore, to see the difference between billet or recast, they're machining the recast. It all looks the same. He said, I'm really not going to be able to check that, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
And let's be honest, there is no horsepower difference in a block. It's just a matter of it holding it together. Durability,
keeping the guys out there, right?
Right.
And I'm glad you did it. I don't want to do it because I don't want to be the guy that, said, hey, Greg Elson.
Right.
But you called out and said it's going to be all right.
I called, and John said that it doesn't matter to him. It's okay.
Yep. And the rule really reads the same as Pro Stock, other than the block design has to match the sheet metal and Limited Pro, and Pro Stock it does not have to.
Okay, I was going to say, can I have a big block deer then?
Nope, can't do that.
Oh, damn it. Nope, just kidding on that. But
Well, Robbie don't build a block deer for you. You have to run a small block.
he'll build a big block deer for me if I have to have one.
Right?
He's built several. He'll be fine.
Yeah. But he favors the small blocks.
Yep, he does. He does, and he's got his small blocks working really well too.
He does. I think I had the only small block in the class in Pro Stock.
Yeah, you didn't look so bad Friday night.
I didn't. And I didn't look bad Saturday night either, but I
didn't. We were too busy getting loaded up Saturday night. I didn't see any of the Pro Stock class.
I got fourth.
Okay. Well, no, you didn't do bad at all.
No, Frank Mahler got second. That was a great.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that's coming around good for him too.
Oh, I am too. Badger State. It was just Frank and I and John Link up there, and we.
You held your own. You held your own.
John had problems. He couldn't get back Saturday night. His filter was full of metal. And I think it was I really think it was the idler bearing. The idler bearing between the crank and the injection pump. You know that.
Yeah.
It was loosened up. Friday night, Mason, my son, found it for him. It was leaking. Fired it up to warm it up, and he said, "John, you got oil running out here." And you know how that idler bearing, he's got that collar that comes out the front motor.
Yep, I do.
We put 2 wrenches on it. How you put 2 wrenches on it because you can't get a socket on it.
Yep.
In there, and we pulled on it. Mason, John, and I pushed on that thing, and it's supposed to take 300 foot-pounds of torque. We thought it was tight enough, and it backed out going down the track. It was backed out.
Oh, okay.
So I think the washer fell down and ground through the gears in that thing, and I hope it didn't hurt his motor, but the filter was, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, and he's got an international based motor in there, so
yes, he does.
I'm glad to see that. Otherwise, I don't think I could find the injection pump on some of these.
Right. I keep looking on the left side of my motor. It's not there.
Yeah, I know it.
Yep. And it's way different. You think John Deere's and International are the same? They're not.
No. One's green and one's red, Greg, in case you didn't notice that.
Right. And I've worked, I can put an IH motor together in my sleep.
Yeah. So, you're getting there on your John Deere too.
Yeah, I've put that thing together a few times too now.
Practice makes perfect, Greg.
But it's a lot more thinking.
Yeah, right. First thing you got to do is find the injection pump to get the lines off.
Who put it over there?
Yeah, what the heck happened here? Oh God, it's all in good fun, right?
It is. And it's fun. I'm glad we all have the same motor because even Gary Brinkman and I talk all the time, and we say, hey, is this really right? Because I don't call Robbie because you can't get hold of Robbie. He's so busy.
Yep.
So I were talking about the filter thing we had to do last week and all that,
Right.
But yeah, it's all fun.
I love
it.
Yeah, that's there's just something about this tractor pulling that just keeps your attention all summer long, don't it?
It does. It was all fun. Hillsboro is a great show.
It is. I mean, the whole experience was great. I can't say anything negative about it. It was we were parked up in the parking lot, up on the high school parking lot, and us and the light pros were up there. The only negative thing is you're not down by the rest of the program, but it's clean. It's on blacktop. There's no dust. It's quiet. Kind of nice that way, but you are a little bit out of the show,
You are. It's a long haul. It's hard on your tires, right?
Well, yeah. You're going probably 2,000 feet or so, half mile almost on blacktop.
Yep.
Now we won't have to get them sharpened. They're kind of shined up a little bit.
Right. I've stayed up there too. The boys would be up there, and that's where you'd go. But it was a good show. I've never been anywhere where I treated that good. Steak sandwiches for the meal on Saturday night.
Right.
All that. That was a great. The meal was one of the best we've had.
Yeah, and like I said, it's the whole experience was just Really good. Don, like I said, Don's a puller, and Don knows what he would like, and he does it. I mean,
Yep.
he puts it together like he would want to have it. So he does a good job with it.
I've sent my boys to planter clinics anymore. I don't go myself because I don't want to know what the hell you got to do with all the, the corn planter and all the computer.
Yep.
And the boys come back and say, that's one I'll go to again, Dad. We'll go to that one. I'm not going to this one or that one because you don't learn something.
Right.
When they went to Don's planter clinic, it was informative. It was good. You were treated great. And it wasn't about the food you were fed. He said it was about sitting there and learning something.
Yep.
And he said Don's clinic was the best. And, we buy all our planter parts from Don now. We have John Deere planters, everything else New Holland, but we have John Deere corn planters, and Don treats us great with them.
Yeah. Well, Don, Don knows what the customers need and want, and he does it.
Right. Well, they farm themselves, so you know what you need to know. You know?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Right. So it's been good dealing with him, and delivers the parts right to the farm here.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll be up to get it. No, I'll send somebody down with them.
I needed a case of starting fluid the other month ago or a few weeks ago or whatever, and Don says, "Yep, I got somebody going that way. I'll drop it off." And the next day, there it was sitting.
Yep.
He had somebody going down to Robbie's or whatever. I think it actually was James going down and dropped it off. And I mean, it's something simple as that. He's got her done.
Yep. Them are the guys you want to support.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Right.
That's why we went up there to support Don.
I'm just telling you, if you need to buy John Deere I'm just saying planter parts. I mean, he has everything. The local dealer in my town, I called him up and I said, "Hey, I need these parts. I'm rebuilding." At the last minute, it was kind of weak before we were going to start planting. We decided, we thought they'd make it another year, and we looked at them and said, maybe we should just do it.
Yep.
A week of time, and we did it. The local guy had enough to do 17 rows. It was going to take 3 days to get them all.
Yep, that don't help you when you got 48 or better that you run.
Right, and I called Don. And he says, "Hey, I got them all." I didn't call Don. I called his parts guy. Yeah, I got them. Well, I'll be up to get them. He said, "Nope." The parts guy said, "No, we'll deliver them to you. They'll be ready."
Yep.
And
we were up at Toma this year, and Al had a little rough ride. Broke not actually a tie rod. He broke the steering arm off, and we took it off. Went down by Don. Don, it's some weird thing on these that Josh Miley used, some 1953 Ford or something like that. And by God, Don had one. Yeah. And so we went down there, and we determined that they had been that Josh had changed them. So Don just took ours, sent it back with his guy. His guy welded it up while we sat there and had a little conversation. And 15 minutes later, we're back on the road with parts fixed.
Yep. Well,
that's Don.
Tonight in Hillsboro on Saturday morning, I noticed that my brackets for my my intercooler tank, the water tank, one was cracked, and the one broke and it cracked the other three.
Yep.
And he had his guy weld them all up, and I said, "Well, just make a donation."
Yep. Exactly.
I made a donation, and he had to weld it up in a half hour. The guy was great.
Yeah. That's the experience we had. It's just get her done and on you go.
Yep, that's the best place to pull.
It is. There's no question.
Yep, it is a great place to pull. I missed the last couple of years, but it is what it is. And it was a great and great competitors, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
Nope. We were happy to see all of running staying home this year, run Badger State. We didn't get out and see all the PPL people. It was nice for us to see them all, visit with them a little bit.
Yep.
So,
well, I think Al and Chris Feller are supposed to be on here any minute here. I don't know if Ryan's listening here to talk about.
There they are.
They're there. Look at the instant, right? So
perfect.
We're
gonna
Tom.
Well, I'm gonna jump off.
Tom, hey, Tom, you beat me.
No, you just didn't go far enough. You should have went further.
You just lost, Chris.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes. And
Yep.
and just for the record, I plan on doing that again Wednesday night, Chris.
Okay. How much?
I'm just throwing it out there,
Yeah, how much?
Well, it's a hometown thing.
All I need to beat is by 1/10. If you're second.
No, how much you got on it?
Well, the last time I did that, it didn't work out very well for me, but I'll think about that. I'll hook up with you on Wednesday night, buddy.
Bet on it. You have to make the bet now.
I got to make the bet now.
You have to make the bet now.
$100, $100,
All
Chris.
right. All right,
$100.
I'll shake with you. Here's a shake.
There we are. Sounds good. I'm gonna have to have a little pep talk with Nick. He's gonna drive.
Oh yeah. So, Tom, honestly, I bet $500 if Nick's driving.
You what?
I would bet $500 if Nick's driving.
Well, then go ahead and bet.
No,
You can get on a two. You can get on a two. Hey, you can get on a two.
Okay, I'll have $100.
There you go. There you go.
I'm betting on Nick there. Fella.
Okay. Okay.
Is this like half pole bets instead of full pole bets? Is it new betting?
Right.
Yeah, this is just half pole bets. You're right.
Half full bets.
Is this legal?
It
No.
can't.
No.
It's not illegal.
Do we do anything that's legal?
No.
Okay. All right. At least we're on the same page.
Right.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy your show, and we'll talk to you guys Wednesday night.
Well, thanks for coming on, Tom.
You bet. You bet.
We got prime rib and shrimp.
I will be there hungry.
Oh, that might change my bet, Tom.
Now what are you up to?
No, we'll bet on Feller.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just because he's giving you the prime rib. There you go.
You gotta go to the press.
Sounds great. Sounds great, Chris. I can't wait to be up there. You too, Al. Good luck with you guys.
Yep.
You bet.
So, things like that, boys.
See you guys later.
See you.
Things are looking good, Greg.
Things are looking good.
Been up there the last 2 days. We've been watering the track. We got everything set up, and it sounds like the weather's going to cooperate. So we're looking forward to everything.
Oh, yeah. Good. So, how many years have we been at Beaver Dam?
Oh, geez. What was the first year, Chris? I think we got rained out on the first year, right?
Yeah. Isn't this 5?
I think it's 5.
I think. Don't ask me. Time goes by too fast. I still think it's like March.
Chris, you spent a lot of time before we got in there. You went to fair board meetings and pleaded with them, and finally they gave us a chance. And I tell you what, they love us. They think we're the best thing in the world.
It's crazy.
Well, maybe you, not me.
No, I mean the Badger State group.
Oh, okay.
No. But it's crazy you said that people stake their seats out a couple nights before we show up there.
You
Yeah,
know,
there'll be a few blankets taped down tomorrow sometime. Wouldn't you say, Al?
yeah. They always start already on Tuesday if they can sneak in there and get them taped down. But Doug Ninman is the fair board president, and right now I don't know if we can do anything wrong in his eyes. He just loves us. He's so happy with the show we put on and what it costs for us to put on a show for him to fill the stands is better than he can do on his music entertainment. So he's super happy, and we just want to keep it rolling.
You know that last year in March I was in Vegas, and all of a sudden I was sitting at that blackjack table. I was sitting next to him.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Yep, that was funny. Yep.
He thought maybe you might have been a little full.
It might have been. We sat at the same. My buddy and I that went out there with me. We sat at that same blackjack table for 16 hours.
Holy.
Yep.
Wow.
11 in the morning and left at 16 hours later. There's only 2 tables like that in Vegas, and where you can still double down on your bet after you see the dealer's first card.
Did you walk away good or bad?
That was good. That was good.
That's good.
And then the next day we went back there to sit down at the table at 11 in the morning. It was full and there's people waiting in line. We couldn't sit there.
Oh no.
Yep. It was all fun. A lot of good times, though. Yep.
I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I was in Vegas. I remember being there, but I don't remember what happened.
I went there with Punky a couple years ago. Sorry. I wasn't with Punky's first time in Vegas. Nick scored, screaming Norwegian. Everybody's listening. Went to Vegas with him, and he doesn't gamble, but every once in a while he'd come out, give me some money, and put it on your next bet. I lost it 200. He bet 3 times. I lost 2 of them for him. So he asked me one day, I wasn't winning. I said, Punky, I'm not winning. He said, well, what do you do when you're not winning? I said, sometimes I rent a car. I drive around the country and drive out and see what's going on around Vegas. And he says, I'll make a deal with you. You go rent the car, and I'll pay for it, but you have to drive, he said. So I went to rent a Lamborghini. He gave me his credit card. I went to rent a Lamborghini, and the guy says, hey, I said, where are you going? He asked me where I'm going. I said, I'm going out to the Valley Fire and drive this guy through there that's never been there. He said, well, you'd rather drive a brand new Corvette, 0 miles on it. And he gave it to us, and we took it out there, and we had some fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's a good story.
It was. Punky says, this much? What kind of car did you rent? I said, you'll see it when we get there. Yep, it was a lot of fun. Yep.
I'm surprised they rented that to you, Greg.
Well, my driver was clean enough. We were all right. But we came out of the Valley Fire, and it was 65 miles along Lake Mead to get to the Hoover Dam. And we made it in less than 30 minutes. Wow. It was. Yep. It was fun. So, whatever. But back to Beaver Dam. So, what do you guys? Did you change anything on the track? What you got going on?
Well, I've been up there since yesterday. I was up there. Today we're up there. I watered the track tonight again, and right now we're just keeping it as moist as possible. It's been sunny and a little breezy, and it's hard to keep moisture in it. We've been getting a lot of water this year, but it still dries out, and we just want to keep the top moist. And tomorrow we'll move equipment up there for working it, and Wednesday we'll get at it probably around noon, and hopefully end up with a good track like we did last year.
Yep, like a good power track, right? That's what we want.
We want to get as much power as we can, but I think even more important is to make it fair for everybody. And last year I was pretty proud of everything Chris did with bringing in the new clay. We brought in 14 quad axle loads of brand new clay. And at the end of the night, the Pro Stock guys talked to me and said that was about the fairest track we've been on in a long time. And I'll tell you what, that felt pretty good to hear that from you guys. I really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, it was pretty even. So, we'll talk about the Pro Stock rule where we go 350, and if the first puller goes past 350, and he automatically, if he doesn't want to come back, he gets 4th place points. It sounds like you guys want to do something like that too, right?
It's possible. I think we might. I think we should think about it, but I think some places it doesn't matter as much as others. Like Beaver Dam, for example, we have 400 plus feet of track that I work, and I think there's some places we go to where we don't have the freedom to run like that, and there we got to be kind of careful. And other places like Beaver Dam, where we got plenty of room, it's not as big an issue. It takes a little pressure off the sled guy, but we still want the sled guy to hit that weight a little closer.
Right.
We've had trouble at places where, we go too far, or worse yet, we don't go far enough, and then we just put on a bad show then in our class.
Well, right.
We don't want to see that either. Talked to Josh today because he was asking about equipment we need to bring and whatnot, and he knows we have 400 feet of track, and I said, hey, in our class, 330, 340 ain't going to kill us, and
340 is a great show.
It is. It's a fast show. Guys get the ground speed up that excites the fans, but I understand what you guys are at too, and I think I don't know if there's a mutual consensus in your class on how far you should be pulling. I've talked to some guys that say 300 feet's plenty, and I talked to other guys that don't feel that way. So,
Right. But
I think we got to pay attention to where we're at the time, you know.
But the guys in my class voted that 350 and beyond, we're going to reset it for sure.
Yep.
And I've always been saying 340. Most guys want to pull 330. That's a good show. What happens though is that the first guy 2 years ago, the first guy in our class won the class 9 times in a row, or 9 times out of the year, you know, and that's not fun.
No.
You know, that's not, you know, that's not what.
Some of that's grooming in the track right, and you know, maybe class decisions on as far as when you run what class.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard. I know, Greg, you have a challenge every time because you got to hear it from everybody. I don't want to go home late, or we were last time, or whatever. You know, you have to deal with that all the time, and it's got to be a kind of a pain.
It's not only with the pullers. I deal with the fair boards, and the fans come down and chew me out because I reset the sled.
Yeah.
I said, I didn't reset it. The class voted on this. This is what it is. You know, I mean, I'm not the guy that made this decision, but the class voted on what we should be doing in this situation.
Yep.
You know,
the nice part about our fair board there, they want us to start at 7 and they'd be done at 9:30. And they want us done that early, so if they have time for the fans to go back out and grab a burger or a beer before they go home on a Wednesday night, mind you, they can't, you know.
Al, that's every fair board wants you done at 9:30.
Yep.
Because after 10 o'clock, everybody goes home with their kids. But if it's 9:45, they'll go out and ride a couple rides and get a hot dog or a brat, whatever, you know. If it's 10 o'clock, they go home.
I think the days of pulling until midnight are pretty much over with.
They've been over for 25 years. Yes, they have been. Nobody wants. And what sucks about pro stock too is you're always they want you to be the last class, and the fans are gone. If you're a late show, there's nobody there to watch it. It's like a class.
That's kind of the neat part about Beaver Dam. It is a race car community.
Yeah.
When we brought the mod 2-wheel drive trucks in, they love them things.
Oh yeah, it's a big crowd there.
We can run them there, and they're happier than the lark. And you know, I don't think we can kind of mix it up a little bit there, and everybody's still happy, and they stay seated until we're done. And it's awesomely, you know, I say this all the time. This is the funnest part for me is when it seems like we're working all day long, getting the track ready and doing all kinds of stuff, and all of a sudden it's almost national anthem time, and you look up at the stands, and it's just nuts to butts. And it's like, where did all these people come from?
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, on a day night. But I think part of it is too, you know, we don't have Thresa anymore. Waupun doesn't happen anymore. And there's a lot of people in that area that are just really horny for tractor pulling. And I think that really helps.
Right. And you're at the start of up north where they like, you know, V8s, you know, like 2-wheel drive trucks. You get up to Magville and stuff, and they want V8s there.
They do. They really do.
They do. They want noise, and they love that noise. You know, it's different in every part of the state. You know, the farther south you get, they want smoke. You know, it changes in every part of the state.
I think
good thing I got a V8 then.
Right. When are we going to see that V8?
I'm just waiting on some people. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, have you been to the dyno with it yet?
I'm waiting on some people.
Okay.
If you stop breaking all your stuff, Greg, I can get in there.
Well, it isn't just me. I didn't break my stuff. I just had to get it updated.
Yeah.
But
no, I'll be just gracious. I can get in there when I can.
Are you gonna video the V8, the 30? So people are watching there. Chris is building a 32.8 Cat Pro Stock, and it's gonna be the only one in the country. It's gonna be cool as heck. So how far away are you, and what are you at?
Engine's completely done. Sitting in the dyno cart, waiting to be dynoed, and the chassis is We're just working on the last little bits of sheet metal, fenders, stuff like that, and then I got to paint it. So then the engine goes in and we fire it up.
So do you think it will make the track this year at all?
If I don't make it to an official pole, it's going to go down the track without the rest of sheet metal on it. I can guarantee you that before winter.
So you built a track at your house, right?
Yeah, I got a track in my house. Yeah.
You're just going to hire a sled out to come there and then take it down the track, right?
Yep.
So are you going to let our show come there and video all that?
Sure.
That'd be great. That'd be great. And you have videos, the V8 Perkins you built, there's one of them running in the country, right?
Yeah. Coons, he's had his out a few times. He got second at one of the polls, and they're still dialing it in. So yeah, it's that engine's pretty stout now.
Are they happy with everything they've done with it so far? I mean, pushing it.
Oh
out?
yeah, I've heard that they're very happy with it. They can actually push it as hard as they want to now. Now they're finding other things going wrong that they couldn't get past the block before. So
Right.
yeah, we'll do our homework. V8 Mafia will do our homework and try to be competitive.
So did they get second to the Tinker Toy?
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
I know someone else that happened to. Damn it, right?
Right. That tractor hooks and goes. You watch it. Has been
He's got an anti-gravity device on that thing.
something, but to know that thing was the very first component chassis tractor ever built, and it's still doing that. Why don't we go back to how that was built?
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody always thinks they're doing something better. Well, that old thing is still kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah. Can't put your finger on what's going on with that thing, but
it runs good. But I want to see the V8, the cat out there. What are you calling it? Heavy metal?
yep.
I want it out there. So your fire suit's a Metallica concert T-shirt type thing?
No. That's all I own is Iron Maiden and Metallica T-shirts. I think Guns N' Roses.
Well, I can't see your no, but I bet it's a heavy metal band.
Yeah, Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden, yeah. That's funny, right, Al?
You just nailed it.
Right, yep. So, in Beaver Dam, we're having prime rib and shrimp for the driver's meal.
Yep, prime rib, shrimp, coleslaw, brownies, bunch of stuff.
So everybody that knows, last year
Ham.
we started a new award for the best driver's meal served at each poll, right? And Chris said he's going to win it. Right now, I think Darlington, and my vote is for Darlington. You know, the rib, the pork chops, and the chicken they made down there was smoked. That was so good. But you might be able to steal with prime rib and shrimp, right?
Yeah, the problem is the Hot Farm guys don't pull up there, so that's a lot of votes.
There's a lot of votes, but you know they may be swayed. We can tell them it was that good. Right, make it that good.
We gotta win something.
Right. What? That's a fun pull there. That is a good pull. 2 tracks. I mean, we have Baraboo and you guys do 2 tracks, and that's about it, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Too bad it wasn't like a Friday or Saturday night. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I don't know how many more people are going to get this packed.
Oh, we'll fit them in somewhere.
Yeah. Do you think you'd get more people on a Friday or Saturday night?
We've kind of mentioned it to Doug up there.
Well, next year, Lancaster booked Saturday night, because Sauk moved their poll from August to June, the first one in June there. And Lancaster already booked Saturday night for next year, and they're Friday night this year. But you could have Friday night.
Well, it'll be packed though, won't it?
On Friday night? Isn't that what you want?
Well, Peck's on Friday night now.
But I guess that's right. That's right.
Yep.
yeah, so we're pulling in Pecatonic on Friday night this weekend and Lancaster. So
We're kind of getting a ritual now where we're the opening night of the fair too, which I think helps our draw, kind of like Jefferson.
Yep.
It'd be kind of cool to pull in some more guys like in the pro stock class, have a bigger pro stock class. You know, and it's not like we don't have a big one now, but I think, you know, Simons would come over and some other ones, but they're in Lemke's but they're all headed to Bowling Green. You know, that's just bad timing.
Yeah.
They don't want to ruin anything before Bowling Green. So
Yeah. I don't know what it sounded like. The diehard deer might be out by the Wednesday night too, so we can see.
no, they're not going to make it.
Make it. All I had to do is make rod caps for it, right?
I don't know what's going on there. I talked to Craig today. They're not going to make it.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't talked to him for a while, but I know they're ready for the motor, and it'll go in the chassis. And
Yeah, they're ready for the motor.
Yep. Well, I guess for watching, I want to thank you for watching. You got any questions for Chris or Al? Let us know. Sorry we couldn't get John and Stacy on tonight. John was not feeling well, and I think Stacy is just tired. He had a heck of a busy weekend with polling and announcing at a couple places. Sorry it was just me on here. I'm not the best guy at this, but we're missing our announcers and stuff like that. But I think we got through it, and I want to thank Front Street Toys and Slama, Don Slama for sponsoring our show here. I think it's been great. So,
I think it's pretty special, Greg, when they put Kristen's name on all the buckles this year, and that's quite an honor. And I think John was very grateful, and
oh yeah,
we're all
I want to
pretty proud of that.
I'd like to let everybody know Kevin Masterson gave that buckle to back to John, the one he won for the pro stock class.
Yep.
Let John and John keep it. So that's a big deal. You know, it is. It's just and Kevin Masterson, if you don't know him, he's one of the best guys. And Pat drove the Take Our Toy this weekend. They are the nicest guys you'll ever meet. They are. And I would pull with them guys every day of the week if I was close enough to them. So
They are a pleasure.
Yep, they are. The whole class was. Every class is, right?
Yeah.
The guys you pull with, you love them. You go have fun with them all the time, right?
We got such a great bunch of guys in our class, and it's fun talking with the Smiths from Pennsylvania. They're a really fun bunch of guys, and
Yeah,
they are true.
And they got some shit going on. They do.
Well, they worked with Roger Baum up there by
Oh yeah.
Ackville, and they got some stuff figured out pretty well.
Yep. And they're building some motors like that for Limited Pro too. You know, so the boys were actually talking about building a blue one, but I think they're gonna stick with what they got. You know, so.
Yep.
With that, but yeah, it'd be fun to. It'd be fun to pull them guys every weekend. Everybody wants to pull with the best competition you can find, right?
Well, we enjoyed pulling with them a lot, and when Colin and I ran, Colin was first, I was second, and Mark Smith was third, and we're all within a foot of each other. I was proud of that. You know, that's right. Anytime you can hang with them guys, I think you're pretty close. You know,
you can. That's a proud moment. Yep.
But then, you know, the track got a little better, and then they put 20 feet on us. You know, so it's the way.
That happens, right? That's pulling.
Yep.
But if you build a good track, a good enough track, and a good enough sled, a good sled and a good track will not let that happen.
That is correct.
Yep. So, well, thanks guys for being on. I appreciate it, and we'll see you Wednesday night, right?
Yeah. Thanks for having us on, Greg. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks.
I think the weather looks good. It's not supposed to rain till Thursday, so I think it looks good yet, right? I haven't checked today.
Well, and everybody watching, pay attention to Pecatonic on Wednesday or Friday night, and Lancaster Saturday. Well, they're both Saturday night. Yep. Right. Yep. Pecatonic Friday night and Lancaster Saturday night. So we'll see you all then.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Thanks.
See you later. Bye.
Yep. Bye.